Wambana Dad, that's welcome Dad in Wiradjuri. So today I'll welcome you to Wiradjuri country, Wambana Wiradjuri Nurrumbang. And
good.
Dad, just that we're here today doing a little interview about living in Albury
Oh, yeah?
and first coming here, and
Yeah.
I know that you've got so much knowledge, and you know, myself, that I've learnt so much from you.
That's good then.
Because you know a lot about Wiradjuri country, and you know, you love history,
Yeah.
and so you look into that. So anything that goes on here with our culture and that, I would come to you
That's good.
because you're very knowledgeable about Wiradjuri country. So Dad, can I just, I better tell you your name
Hey.
first. Kevin Cameron.
Right.
You're a honorary member of the Wiradjuri Council of Elders.
I'm a associate member.
Associate member
Yeah.
of the Wiradjuri Council of
Council
Elders.
of Elders, yeah.
Yeah. You're from the Kamilaroi?
I'm from the Kamilaroi Nation. That's where I was born, in a little country town. I was born in northern New South Wales. And I always call it Naba Bannock. That means in Kamilaroi language, that means inquisitive person. And I am very inquisitive. You know what I mean?
I think that's where I get that from.
Probably. And I'm not real knowledgeable like you said, you know, but I'm learn every day. Everybody learns things every day.
Mm.
And a little piece of paper I got over there, I got written on that. It said, we're living and learning in Wiradjuri country. So everybody here today, we're all living here and we're all learning in Wiradjuri country, because this is all Wiradjuri country. And I left my country when I was 9 years old, and I've been living and learning in Wiradjuri country now for 63 years.
That's it, yeah.
And I know a lot of the Wiradjuri people. As a matter of fact, my wife is Wiradjuri, she's an elder.
That's it.
And all my children are Wiradjuri, and all my grandchildren are Wiradjuri, and my great-grandchildren are Wiradjuri, and my great-great-grandchild is Wiradjuri. So every one of my children, that's including you, are Wiradjuri. And I can talk about country because I've got permission from elders to talk about country. So when you go to a strange country, if you want to talk about a different country, you have to get permission, or otherwise you're not allowed to speak about it. And that's why today I can speak about Wiradjuri country, because as I said, I lived here for 63 years.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, and in Albury, I've been living in Albury for over 45 years.
Dad, can I just say, when you first come to Albury, I think we went to Gindra first, wasn't it?
That's right.
You was working out there?
Working on the timber mill at Gindra. We built that timber mill.
Mm.
Me and my brother-in-law and my other brother-in-law, and we built it with our bare hands. And we worked there, tried to make a living. And we was going pretty good until the big flood. I think it was 1973, we had a big flood in Albury.
Mm.
The water came right up to covered all the park down there, you know, Norriel and everything, right up to the Dean Street. And we couldn't get any timber, so we couldn't cut timber, and so we all had to get put off. So I was looking for more work. I used to travel around looking for jobs. So I said, I'll go to the council and ask them whether they got any work, because we was just about to pack up and take off up to Mount Beauty, because I got offered a job up there on the timber mill. So we was packed up in the car with all the kids and clothes, and I said, hang on, I'll pull up at the Albury City Council and ask whether they got any work. So I went in, I said, excuse me mate, you wouldn't have any work going here? He said, yeah mate, we're looking for a bloke. I said, what? He said, yeah, we're looking for a bloke mate. He said, when can you start? I said, I can start right now mate. And I had all my clean clothes on and everything. So I went out to my wife in the car, I said, I just got a job. Can you drive the car back there? I'm starting work right now. So I believe, I'm not too sure about this, but I believe that I could have been the first Aboriginal person to work on the Albury City Council. You kids was the first Aboriginal kids to go to the...
You in public school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to the Glenroy Public School too.
Yeah, we was the first ones there.
First Aboriginals. Because when we first arrived in Albury, we was living here for quite a while before we met another Aboriginal family. And we started to feel a bit out of place because we thought we was, you know, and there was hardly any Aboriginal family there. Anyway, we've been here for, as I said, for over 45 years.
Yeah, a long time.
I was 27 when I came to Albury and my wife was 25.
I was 8.
And you was 8, was you? So we had a big family, me and my wife, we had nine children that we reared up. So we're pretty proud of that. We've been married for 53 years next month, me and my wife.
So you married Mum in 1964?
1964.
May.
Yeah.
Mum was pregnant with Cheryl.
That's right.
The oldest one. So they didn't have a honeymoon or anything like that?
Never had one in my life, never even had a holiday.
They had
in
a
our
hot
life.
dog. You shared a hot dog.
That's it.
Was I like hearing that story? Yeah, you had a hot dog. Broke it in half and they shared it. 4 days after their wedding, Mum had
Yeah.
the first daughter.
I had to chuck my job in. I was working on the railway right up in a little town. I was working there and I told the boss, I said, I'll have to chuck the job in because I'm got to go away to Griffith and get married. And I don't like leaving my job, so I chucked the job in and I had to go to this town to pick up my pay in a town called Parks. So I went in and I seen the big boss and I said, I've come to pick my pay up, I've got to chuck the job because I've got to go to Griffith and I'm getting married. And I didn't like leaving my job, you know. So he said, how are you travelling, mate? I said, I'm hitchhiking on the road. He said, I'll give you the pass on the train. I said, what? So he gave me a free ticket. He said, you going to Griffith, are you getting married? I said, yeah. When are you getting married? I said, I'm getting married tomorrow, Saturday. He said, how would you like a job in Griffith on the railway? I said, yeah. So he gave me a job in Griffith. So I got married on Saturday in Griffith and I started working the railway in Griffith on the Monday.
Then you had the baby on
And I had my
Tuesday.
baby on the Thursday, I think, or something.
And they shared the hot dog. So that church, Dad,
Yeah,
that was really old, eh?
It's an old church and I can tell you about that church.
Yeah.
It's a Baptist and the pastor's name was Darcy Taplin. And it cost me $20 to get married.
That's a lot of money, eh?
A lot of money. So I paid him $20 and I didn't have very much money. And it cost me $20 for the ring. So most of my money was for 20 for him and 20 for that.
How much was the hot dog?
Wasn't very much.
That's why they had one hot dog and they shared it.
When we came to this town, we used to travel around looking for work to survive, you know, like go where the work was so we can get some money to get food and all this and that, and we couldn't get a home, you know, and all this and that. And when I came to Albury, I used to set rabbit traps to catch a rabbit to have something to eat. Even when I got a job on the council, I used to go every morning. I used to set the traps in the night and go around 5 o'clock in the morning and catch some rabbits and come home and cook them for breakfast and for my kids, and then I start work on the council. And then different things, I used to go around the rubbish tips in Albury. That's when you was allowed to go and scavenge around looking for a bit of material, you know, like copper and brass and whatnots. And one day I went up to the Albury tip because I used to pick up all these books and I used to get 10 cents each for them in Wodonga. I used to have a bookshop over there. So one day I filled the station wagon up full of books, big heaps of books. When I sold them, I think I got about $10. So it was only 10 cents. Went up there one day, me and my wife was having a look around and I found this old trunk. Like somebody chucked this old trunk away and opened up and it had all these papers in and old photographs of old people and all these old sort of things, you know. And I still got a couple of old things home They like antique. And I picked this old book up in there. I said, oh, I'll sell this for 10 cents. So I picked this old book up, and there's a real funny looking old book, like a pinky grey, looking hard, them old hard ones. And I wasn't interested in reading books. Nothing. So I had this whole book, and I said, gee, that's old. So I have a look at the couple page, and I'm standing there, and was talking about Albury. And I remember it's in my head right to this day, about all these things in Albury. And one particular thing it said, there was an Aboriginal burial site in Albury. And I'm the only person in this town who knows where it is, or unless them people who wrote the book are still alive, they know where it is. And I wanted to know why they threw it in the tip, like this important history. And it said there's an Aboriginal burial site in Albury, and they dug it up. It was called the Sand Hills. There was big, very big, large sand hills, and that was Aboriginal burial site. And the council, when they started building Albury, they dug all of this sand and gravel up, and they used it to build road in Albury. And in them gravel and that, there was
Bones.
remains of the Wiradjuri people. And I read it in this book. And when they built this road, and they crushed it, and when you was going along that road, they said you could see the bones glistening in the sun from that burial site. And that stuck in my head. And I know where the exact burial site is. I got it all written down.
Yeah, but it was meant for you to find that book, Dad.
Yeah, well, in that book what I picked up, about the burial sites and all this and that, it said there was hundreds and hundreds of Chinese miners, Black Range, that's up in Glenroy, they call it Black Range. There was like a miners, and they was digging there, and it was a no-go area. You go up there, you might never come back. A lot of this stuff I got here, because I was thinking about this Wiradjuri trail. You know what they're building? And Wiradjuri in Wiradjuri language means standing on ground. That's what Wiradjuri means. And the research I've been doing along here, you probably can see some there, it's got a question mark. So when you come all along there, you see gravel pits. Just down here, where West Albury, you know what the hospital is? That used to be the gravel pits. Way back in the old days, we used to dig the gravel to help build this town, And I reckon that was a burial site. Now it's all full of water. And I got a question mark on there, but a archaeologist told me out of his own mouth that that was a burial site. So they dug this gravel out of there, and they left a big hole, and it's full of water, see? And when you go down past Noyle, South Albury, they reckon there's a fish trap, stones, what the Wiradjuri people is, catch a fish. Yeah. And they reckon that's well over 2,000 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're good. And you go right out here to Tabletop, the big mountain? They call that Mount Yambala. Did you know that?
Mount Yambala.
Yeah. And in Wiradjuri language, Yambala means,
Fork tongue,
yeah,
lion,
like that.
Telling stories.
Yeah. But out that big mountain out there, I've never been there, but I'm trying to get some young fellas to go and do a bit of research. They reckon there's some rock paintings in there, and that's well over 2,300 years old, And another site we got down in South Albury, I can take you right to the spot now. It's an Aboriginal burial site, and it's still there. You know where Roy used to live in the old house?
Yeah.
It's an Aboriginal burial site. They call it Yarrawada, and that's supposed to mean red earth. And if you have a look at that earth down there too, it is red. It's red earth, and that's where the burial site. But that site there, I think that's recorded by the Land Council. And the other one is out at Bungowana out here. There's an Aboriginal burial site out there. And it was accidentally uncovered, like way back in the 70s. somebody was out there in the creek bed digging gravel up, you know, whatever, and they came across the remains, you know. And that has been recorded, that one. I've heard too, there used to be a burial site up at Glenroy.